Daniel Defoe, Robinson Crusoe, Part 65. I descended a little on the side of that delicious vale, surviving it with a secret kind of pleasure, though mixed with my other afflicting thoughts, to think that this was all my own, that I was king and lord of all this country, indefensibly, and had a right of possession. And if I could convey it, I might have it in inheritance as completely as any lord of a manor in England. I saw here evidence of cocoa trees, orange and lemon, and citron trees, but all wild and very few bearing any fruit, at least not then. However, the green limes that I gathered were not only pleasant to eat, but very wholesome, and I mixed their juice afterwards with water, which made it very wholesome and very cool and refreshing. I found now I had business enough to gather and carry home, and I resolved to lay up a store as well of grapes as limes and lemons to furnish myself for the wet season, which I knew was approaching. In order to do this, I gathered a great heap of grapes in one place, a lesser heap in another place, and a great parcel of limes and lemons in another place. And taking a few of each with me, I travelled homewards, resolving to come again and bring a bag or sack of what I could make to carry the rest home. Accordingly, having spent 3 days in this journey, I came home, so must now call my tent and my cave, but before I got thither, the grapes were spoiled, the richness of the fruit and the weight of the juice having broken them and bruised them, they were good for little or nothing. As to the limes, they were good, but I could bring but a few. The next day, being the 19th, I went back, having made me 2 small bags to bring home my harvest. But I was surprised when coming to my heap of grapes, which were so rich and fine when I gathered them, to find them all spread about, trod to pieces, and dragged about, some here, some there, and abundance eaten and devoured. By this I concluded there were some wild creatures thereabouts which had done this, but what they were I knew not. However, as I found there was no laying them up on heaps, and no carrying them away in a sack, but that one way they would be destroyed, and the other way they would be crushed with their own weight, I took another course, for I gathered a large quantity of the grapes and hung them trees that they might cure and dry in the sun. And as for the limes and lemons, I carried as many back as I could well stand under. When I came home from this journey, I contemplated with great pleasure the fruitfulness of that valley and the pleasantness of the situation, the security from storms on that side of the water and the wood, and concluded that I had pitched upon a place to fix my abode, which was by far the worst part of the country, Upon the whole, I began to consider of removing my habitation and looking out for a place equally safe as where now I was situate, if possible, in that pleasant, fruitful part of the island. This thought ran long in my head, and I was exceeded fond of it for some time. The pleasantness of the place tempting me, but when I came to a nearer view of it, I considered that I was now by the seaside, where it was at least possible that something might happen to my advantage.